Hi guys, that's me, Robbie from AccentDaVinci.com, and today's topic is how specific you have to be when learning to sound like an American English speaker. The thing is, my friends, I've received quite a few comments telling me that I don't sound like speaking with the general American pronunciation. People point out that there's some New York accent in me, some Southerners accent, and some say that I sound like a Canadian. Basically, people say that my particular American speech is a mix of various accents, right? So, do I take it that my attempts to sound like an American have failed? Do I take it as a failure? Do I completely ditch the whole accent acquisition thing and just move on, focusing on different aspects of the English language, such as fluency, which is the scope of my other project, my other blog at EnglishHarmony.com? Or what way do I go about the whole thing, right? So here's what I think. Firstly, we, foreigners especially, will find it very hard to sound exactly like native speakers anyway, right? So 100% success rate is mission impossible in this particular case, right? I think that if we foreigners achieve 80% success, if we sound like native English speakers at an 80% degree, I suppose it's very hard to put a finger on it and tell whether it's 70 or 80 and 90% success, but 80% should be pretty good accent, right? And I believe that my personal accent is probably somewhere between 60 or 80. It depends on a particular moment in time, obviously, but anyway, I believe that I speak somewhat like native English speaker coming from the United States. But what about the whole thing? So that's one aspect of the whole issue resolved, right? We're foreigners and we'll never sound just like native speakers, so 100% success is out of question anyway, right? But what about the whole accent mix-up thing? If I'm aiming to sound like a general American speaker and I end up sounding like someone who's been living in various towns and cities across the country, what about that? Is that an issue? Does that have to be eradicated? And I have to be working on my American even with bigger perseverance and bigger diligence and trying to sound just like someone hailing from the Midwest of the States, where people's pronunciation comes the closest to the general American pronunciation? Or should I say the general American pronunciation is based on the Midwest accent? So should I be making it my goal to sound exactly like one? I don't think so. You see, I'm a foreigner, and if my speech ends up being a mix of accents, but my initial goal was the general American pronunciation, but I still speak like an American, just with hints of different various accents, it's good enough. Probably in real life, I'll never even come close to that, you know what I mean? Now I'm speaking in front of a camera, and I've created this artificial atmosphere where I can actually focus on what I'm saying and I can do some practicing beforehand. But in reality, when speaking with real people in real life, with real Americans, they will spot immediately that I'm just a foreigner trying to sound like American. And I think that if I sound like one, regardless of the fact that there's a lot of different accent hints in it, right? Even if I'm successful at resembling an American, no matter what different accents might be in my speech, that's still qualifying as success. That's what I believe, and I hope you think along the same lines, my friends, because let's be honest with ourselves, guys. If we're foreigners aspiring to become like American English speakers and we end up speaking with an accent which is quite close to our target accent, it doesn't really matter that by aiming to sound like general English speakers, we end up general American English speakers, should I say, we end up speaking like, say, an Italian who's been raised in Detroit and then lived in Chicago for a while and eventually moving down to LA, right? It doesn't matter. For as long as you're confident about your accent, for as long as it does bear resemblance to your target accent, and for as long as you sound like an American in some ways, that's what I would count as a successful accent acquisition mission. Why I said mission, just because I used to embark on missions and then I stopped doing that. I had my American pronunciation mission, my British accent mission, and then I thought I'd take on various accents, but then I realized I actually have to work on the two main accents, which is the American one and the British one, and just do that for the rest of my life, pretty much, because the English language is my hobby, and I believe that I can spend my entire life bettering my American English and my British pronunciation. But anyway, that's beyond today's topic, and yeah, that's about it, my friends. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and talk to you soon again. Bye bye.